We're live.
We're live, but we were live a couple of weeks ago and we had technical difficulties and it did not record.
Yeah, and that's the strangest thing because
It
we're gonna have to
appeared that
go,
we were recording.
and it's looking the same way. So it looks like we're recording now. We'll go back and check it. If not, it was weird because when I went to the photos and looked for the video, it was black, and then I clicked on it and it was nothing, no sound, no audio, and I'm thinking we probably talked about some things that somebody doesn't want us to talk about.
Apple deleted the entire thing, and it was a 30-minute program. We cut it to 30. We made sure it was 30 minutes.
Short,
We quit talking.
We had some.
We had some good things we talked about.
we had some
I've forgotten what they are.
Nuggets. Oh,
I don't remember what they were about.
oh no.
But
Well, we were supposed to do them again.
were we supposed to repeat the
I don't
program?
know. The only thing I remember was the. No, I don't. It was. We're in isolation. We're in self-isolation. I think that was what got us. Whenever I came, and I didn't come up with this. Somebody else came up with it, but that's it. We don't need to be sent to camps because we're already in a camp. You're just in your house camp.
That's true. You mentioned the fact that we have isolated ourselves through government regulation of staying home, don't go to church, don't go to stores, don't just stay at home.
And when you go outside, don't congregate. Man, they say that word in church. They don't congregate with people outside. I'm sorry. I'm throwing
Plus,
the church.
plus you shouldn't say that word that fast.
Yeah.
It's dangerous for you.
I don't get it.
It's good.
So, yeah, nobody outside of your home. So, yeah, we've allowed ourselves to be isolated. Now, I might be of the unpopular thought, which could be true, but I kind of like how Texas and Mississippi said, you know what? We're out. We're gone. Full throttle.
Well, there's something to be said about that. I was reading something this morning, actually, about the fact that the differences between, say, Florida, which has been more open, versus New York or some of the other closed states.
Yeah.
And even though Florida has been open, their exposure rates have been normal as compared to those that have been closed.
Comparable, yeah.
So if you're going to be closed and destroy the economy, or be open and let the economy work, it's basically the same. Based on Florida as an example, and I guess we will see how Texas and Mississippi handle it.
I'll tell you what, there was something I read not too long ago about how this certain virus attacked elderly that were, like we say, the average life expectancy is what now, 75?
Well, being 68, I'm hoping it's 95.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I'm not trying to kill you off.
You're trying to get another host.
I want you to be around.
You're trying to find another host.
No, because here's the deal.
Probably female.
No. The amount of mileage that I have on my body, we're the same age. I put a lot more. I put a lot more early mileage.
It's funny that you say that. I have a friend who basically said the same thing. He's 12 years younger than I am, and he would always ask me, from a health standpoint, what did I experience at this particular age?
Oh yeah.
And I told him, and sure enough, he would hit that. So he always looked at me as his speed dial to what was going to happen to him in the future.
That's good. and that's he seems like a
Jimmy, that's for you, Jimmy.
He seems like a sharp fella.
Well,
he's looking ahead. He's trying to look ahead.
He is a sharp fellow. He played football for LSU. He was he was an offensive lineman. Extremely offensive.
Oh wow.
And
but the offensive linemen, they're not that intelligent. I'm joking. You got to learn all the plays.
Actually, Jimmy was a very smart person.
You got to know where.
I'm not going to say Jimmy's last name because he'll know who he is.
To play college football, you can't just, I don't know. They get a bad rap for faking grades and stuff.
Well,
I'm just kidding. I'm joking, but my mileage was put on early. And so now,
So now you're coasting?
yeah, in fact, I'm on, I'm trying to treat the body much better than normal. That way I can maybe catch a couple of those miles back, but I don't think you can.
Last week I was talking to my pastor, or texting. We were talking to each other, and I said, "Well, I'll be 68 in May," and he says, "You are not 68 now." I said, "Yeah, well, May 13th, 1953."
Wow.
And he goes, "Man, you look pretty good for the guy that age." And I told him that clean living and professional application of Clinique.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
You're Clinique guy.
if you use Clinique, it hides so many things.
Huh.
Actually, I don't use.
Yeah.
As you look,
Yeah.
you tell I don't use Clinique,
Well,
and I don't color my hair.
I know.
My hairdresser knows that I don't.
In this 68, I would say most people either color it or they're lying.
Or they're dead.
Or they're gray. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. Back to the 75. I think that's what it is. I don't know that that's what it is, but I thought I heard that, and I could be making it up. But if that's what it is, they've seen that coronavirus definitely hit everybody that was over 75 pretty hard. And what they don't want to say, or what it doesn't seem like it's been talked about enough, but it was people that are overweight.
Oh, really?
People, yep. Countries that got hit really hard, like Italy, has a lot of older people and a lot of people that are overweight. Areas around the United States, they got hit really hard. Communities that got hit really hard. A lot of diabetes, because that was those comorbidities they were talking about. And so, being overweight puts you at risk for a lot of things. Heart disease was one of them. And
COVID-19.
And COVID-19 affects the. This is my doctor. I'm about to.
I should have brought my stethoscope.
I don't think I can say that I'm a doctor.
But you play one on YouTube.
Yeah, and then but yeah, I think that's what they found is there's something that's a protein that attaches to the virus, and it doesn't allow the blood. It attacks the red blood cells. So in that case, it makes your diaphragm work harder, and it does something to the lungs where it allows fluid to get into the lungs. All this really bad stuff, which is really bad. And if you're relatively healthy, you're able to kind of fight off this virus.
But if you're health deficient, you have a problem.
But if you're overweight and you're already having trouble with those kind of things, yeah, it zaps you. And then some people, they get hit really hard with it, but some people in history have always gotten, it's hard to explain somebody that's 25 that dies of pneumonia, right? I mean, that happened before this.
Yeah, yeah.
So anyway,
my grandfather died. My mother's father. He died in 1930 of pneumonia.
Really?
And he was only about 35 at the time.
Wow.
Unfortunately, they just didn't have antibiotics back then. The way they treated his pneumonia is they applied mustard plasters to his chest. The theory being that they could draw the fluid out of the lungs with the mustard plaster. All that did is, you just basically drown.
Dehydrate, or you.
And he died. It was in 1930.
Yeah. See, and I think that science is always kind of behind because it's got to learn from it's the reaction to the action. Like there's something pops up and everybody's like, oh, what do we do with this? And the scientist is like, I don't know. We got to study it. We got to figure out.
I did see a photograph of Dr. Fauci last night. A photograph of Dr. Fauci, and they had photoshopped a little fan on his forehead, wrapped around a band around his head, and he was unmasked. And he was stating that if you could attach a fan to your head, that would be better than not wearing a mask than wearing a mask. So I thought that was kind of cute.
I think that's probably accurate. I think
it's accurate. It's accurate for today. He may change his mind tomorrow.
Yeah, and that's what I don't understand about how.
He makes almost $420,000 a year.
Well,
$420,000.
hey, I tell people, don't hate the player, hate the game. You want to make that, you go be that.
Well, I guess I could be the director of National Institute of Health for
But I
20,
bet
30 years.
there's doctors that really look up to him and think he's, he knows
Yeah,
exactly
but there are
what
others
he's-
that think that they're just the opposite.
Exactly.
I know a bunch of them.
Yeah, I know. So anyway, that's my point. The negative effects of the lockdown or the isolation or internment has been much greater than the I guess the mitigation of the virus. Like the negative effects, the depression, the job loss, I don't know. It's sad, disturbing, and disgusting.
Well, yes,
But
it is. I'm hoping as we get closer to summer that this thing really kind of starts going away. That's been my hope.
Yeah, me too. I'm obviously upset about it.
It's been going on for over a year. I know
Right.
it's just you're
I'm
moved.
just tired.
I-
Sick and tired of being sick and tired.
you
Let's talk about something happy.
look in our international headquarters. I hope people notice we are in another location in our same international headquarters.
What?
And look behind us. There's a brand new painting. That guy's good.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
That man knows what he's doing.
It looks like you're walking down
Looks like
a pathway. It really looks like you're there.
I read on the back of it. It's at the entrance to Afton Villa by St. Francisville.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't even need the 3D glasses.
Look at that. It was pretty cool. Pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, that was
That's one of the new ones.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, we're trying to change up our atmosphere.
how you like hiding Biden?
Hide and Biden. I haven't seen it.
Well, that no one has.
I don't know.
No
Is he-
one has. He's been in office now for what, 6 weeks?
Yeah, I don't know. I
6 weeks, and I don't think anyone's heard him speak.
No, I saw somebody playing the clip where they had him on there, but the White House cut his feed. He was like, I'm ready to answer questions if that's what you want, if that's what you want me to do. And they're like,
No, let's move on.
we're not gonna do that.
You know, someone that is just as qualified as he is to answer questions is his press secretary, that Jan Psaki.
Psaki.
No, I think the P is silent.
Oh yeah. I think
And but she basically needs to remain silent because she is one.
man, I can't tell you. You're gonna have to tell me about it because I have no
Well, you're working during the day,
clue. Well, and I don't
and I don't watch the news at night.
Right. I saw like the beginning of it, and it seemed like it was more propaganda than anything.
Anything they do is propaganda.
I think
It's-
we started looking into the marks, and I started looking into I started reading up because I didn't know history. I didn't pay attention to it, so I started looking into the marks. Started looking into Hitler. Started looking into Stalin, and
They're all bad men,
they were,
bad dudes,
but it's
crazy
weird.
ideas.
Yeah, it's weird that at one point in their life, maybe, at 4 years old, somebody was like, oh, yeah, cute little kid, And then, like, at some point, they turned into this monster that we picture in our minds. When you say the word Stalin, you just automatically think of the millions of people that he killed,
Yeah, his own people.
Yeah. Oh, man, I told you about this movie. I told you, there's a movie I watched. I don't know, did you watch it? It was good.
I forgot the movie.
The Death of Stalin.
Oh yes, you did tell me about that movie.
Well, I can't say I highly recommend it 'cause some people might think less of me. It's a good movie, but it's a very dark comedy. Very dark because it's the story of.
I just
after
finished
Stalin
watching
died.
Pitch Perfect.
I don't know.
Yeah, well,
that's a singing movie.
That's a singing acapella
Oh.
movie.
Oh, see, that's happy. Let's talk about that.
Acapulco. That movie. That film was actually filmed here in Baton Rouge.
Didn't they film? Okay.
I think Pitch Perfect 1 and Pitch Perfect 2.
Huh.
And
And it's all about singing.
it's all about, as they said, making music with your mouth.
Oh yeah.
That's what I watched this morning.
I'm gonna touch that one.
I think the hidden message was where you're going, and then when they use that in the movie.
Oh,
They
they referenced that in the movie.
yeah, they do. They do.
Okay.
So but and talking about hiding Biden, the left has gone pretty berserker with his. He is pushed so far to the left. And how do you like the fact that the border between Mexico and the United States has now become an open faucet? Mm-hmm. It seemed as soon as the man became president, thousands of these illegal aliens started heading our way.
I watched something today, and they were talking about just that, the amount of illegal aliens they were trying to. There's a tracker, I guess they can track it. The amount of illegal aliens per day during the Trump administration was, what do you think it was? This is like see if you know. I just remember.
I honestly don't know.
It was like around 800, like 800 and something people a day coming in, and now
what do you have? 8,000 a day?
Close.
Oh, really?
6,000.
6,000 a day.
Over 6,000 a day now.
That's horrific.
Yeah, because I think the people, they were just saying that the people, whenever Trump was going, because he was enforcing the current laws that we have on the books.
Yeah, immigration laws.
That's it. That's all he was doing. But there's a lot of people, open border society. I mean, I think we talked about that. Like, there's people that think that there shouldn't be any borders anywhere. And that, well, and and then if you say, well, we've got to have borders to keep our sovereignty, oh, you're a nationalist.
Well, that's true.
And when that word gets thrown around.
You keep saying you like to play in the middle of the road. The politics anymore. The politics today, even though you're running the middle of the road, to those that lean a little bit more to the left, particularly the far left, you're.
I think that
you're a terrorist.
Yeah, they're just louder, and there's not enough of us middle guys just saying like, hey,
well, there are
do whatever you want to do.
We have more of the middle people. They don't speak up.
Right, because they're worried about being
ostracized,
canceled. Yeah.
And talk about that being canceled. You and I are supposed to be canceled because I guess we're white guys.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. They may not have noticed that I am a white guy. You are too.
I know.
Just to make sure that everyone knows.
I am. I got blue eyes.
I have blue eyes.
Man, we're in trouble.
But
that has. And
I'm WASP, white Anglo-Saxon Protestant.
Yeah. Well, I think that I don't buy into it. I don't think there's anything wrong with you because of the color of your skin. I'm going to go ahead and say that right now.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with anybody because of the color of their skin. It's the realities are you should be able to get along with anybody. Just because they think differently than you doesn't mean that they're a bad person.
Right.
And I think there's a lot of.
I think everybody needs to go back to like the 12-step program.
You got all these extremes on the left. You have all these extremes on the right, and the extremists are the ones that get all the news.
Yeah.
And
the extremes on both sides are fuel to the other side. And so when something starts to polarize, like whenever you got oh man, this is gonna be a good one. All right, so whenever you remember that toy that this is the toy that you used to have where you had like a little stick and it had a magnet on it and it had a guy's face and you would take the little shavings, you could make hair, you could make a mustache. You ever see it?
I did, I guess.
Yeah, I mean I don't know why I just thought of that.
So you're polarizing your stick figure?
So basically if you had two magnets and you put them on this thing that had the little metal shavings in it, at no point would those shavings be like, no, I'm gonna go away from that side or I'm gonna go away from that side. So they wouldn't congregate in the middle. So it's really, really complicated, hard, and difficult to stay in the middle. And it's really easy to become a little more polarized because you're so put off by the other side. Do I get?
I see what you're saying.
Can you smell what I'm cooking?
Yeah, and unfortunately, I
don't know.
And my olfactory senses haven't worked in decades.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So being able to smell what you're cooking is something else.
Yeah. I'm just spitballing here.
Just as long as you don't get it on the monitor.
But yeah. So it's really, I I think that more people in the middle need to be louder and say,
enough's enough.
enough's enough. You're gonna be crazy. Go be crazy over there, and don't make it bad to call somebody crazy.
Yeah,
Oh, is that crazy?
no, that's not crazy.
Am I crazy?
And to cancel, for example, Dr. Seuss.
Oh yeah.
I'm not familiar with the 6 books that they were talking about last week that were being canceled, but I did hear that in one of the particular books they characterized Asian individual or individuals character in a cage. Animals, I guess, in a cage, and it apparently had an Asian look to it. And so they said that was wrong because it depicted an Asian character in the cage. And I thought to myself, with the only party that has ever put anybody in cages has been the Democratic Party in World War II, when they put Japanese Americans in those internment camps out west. And that was Democratic Party, FDR, and the legislature, and the Supreme Court. That was all Democrat. It was all Democrat. See, you're trying to cancel me. You were trying to cancel me in my own headquarters.
I'm just saying. I didn't say that. No, I'm kidding.
My name is Russell.
But that's the problem with canceling. You're right, and like you can't. So I've seen, I guess recently, there's somebody who got canceled who was part of the cancel movement, who now, like the cancel movement, because they'll go and they've got their sights on people and they're just cancel. And then like there's people within that movement, and then all of a sudden they turn their sights on the people that are in that movement, and they're like, whoa, I support you. And they're like, nope, cancel.
So he's been a canceller, and now he's canceled.
Oh, it was the governor's brother,
John Bel Edwards.
No, not ours. The New York guy on
Oh,
CNN.
Cuomo.
Yeah, the brother.
Oh,
on CNN.
Cuomo. There's two more women have come out saying that they've been sexually harassed by him.
Oh, see, I don't know the whole story on that. I don't know enough to comment on that.
It's a lot of women coming out on, and you would think that the Democrats would say enough is enough there too. As vociferously argued against Kavanaugh 2 years ago, like Kamala Harris and a number of other women senators, they all said, "Oh yeah, that woman, whoever she was speaking against Kavanaugh, she was telling the truth. We got to go after Kavanaugh. But they're not doing that with Cuomo.
Well,
I think but Chris, his brother, is now.
Yeah, he made a comment, and I'm gonna mess it all up, so you can go look it up. But it's like he made a comment to the guy from Louisiana on CNN, Don
Lemon.
Don Lemon, is that his name?
Yeah. He went to LSU.
Yeah. Done well.
Well, he's got.
I mean, I don't know.
He's in a position that he's exposed, but I don't think his program is on par with anything.
Nah, he was really supportive of the riots this summer. I remember that. I watched a little bit of that when I was just watching the riots. I was like, this doesn't look good. And he's like, oh, this is good. It's like, I don't know if I agree with that being good, but okay.
And, they burned down all these cities all over the country.
Yeah.
In Democrat-held areas.
Oh, yeah.
And they still have the Army National Guard in Washington, D.C. with all those razor-topped fences across or around the entire Capitol.
I wish I could fast forward to see what is going on, because this year doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense.
It's really sad because of the fact that last week, FBI Director Wray, before Congress, indicated that the FBI was aware that this attack on the Capitol was going to occur days before it actually did. So, it had nothing to do, reality, with Trump trying to stir the pot that morning. Yeah. This is something the FBI knew was going to happen days in advance. And there were of the 200 and something people that were arrested, not one of them had a weapon, a firing weapon.
Yeah.
The only one that was shot was that woman by one of the Capitol guards by a handgun.
Man.
And so
Yeah.
the people and they shouldn't have done it. They should not have gone in. Those were the radicals of radicals. And I think there were left and right radicals in that grouping.
Oh yeah.
Because I think the left wanted to make it look like it was all right. And
they had enough right guys going in there, but then I think they had a lot of people that were just caught up in the
melee.
In the mix that was just like, man, we're going in. Oh, okay, we're going in.
I like that video. Word, like that word, melee.
I thought melee was when you beat somebody.
Well, it's wild.
Okay.
Just wild. Oh. It's just wild.
Yeah. I thought that was like.
But you can use it for that.
Really?
Oh yeah, I'm going to melee your face.
I'm going to go wild on your face.
I'm going to go wild on your face. It's
getting violent.
Well, I feel like I'm being canceled.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I think that my point to the polarization, I think it's really hard to quit messing on. Just to call both sides what they are. They're extreme, and you don't have to. You can like Archie Bunker's character on All in the Family, and not. I think like
you can agree to disagree.
He's one of the guys that I don't know why they haven't gone back after that show, other than the fact that his son. Like the son in the show.
Oh, son-in-law. That was his son-in-law. Mm-hmm.
He's this big activist.
He's a big activist.
Left-wing activist.
But he was like that in the program. That he represented that in the program too back then.
He was, and the thing about that program, which I kind of liked about. I don't know if you watch. I'm sure. I watched the reruns. I didn't.
Well, unfortunately, I watched it when it first ran.
Oh, that was hot button issues.
It was hot.
Hot. But at that time, I guess that was like a transitional time in the country too, where you needed the left wing. You really do. And you need the right wing. And that's where it gets, I know, I'm just saying.
You go, down the middle.
You need the bleeding heart, and you can't be authoritarian all the time. And so when the bleeding heart becomes authoritarian, that's a problem too. So you kind of need you need the Archie Bunker, but you need the liberal son-in-law to come say like, hey, maybe you're being a little too hard.
You would think that'd be nice.
Wait, but there's one episode.
There's more.
There's one episode of that was the funniest little excerpts, and this is where you don't need the far left. But so what happened was, what was Archie's wife's name? I'm going to mess this story. Edith was wanting to get together with some other couples in the neighborhood just because they didn't do anything, and she wanted to branch out and do more, get to know people. So they had this couple come over to the house for dinner, like a dinner party, and the couple was acting very strange to Archie. Like everything was really, really, really strange, and so. Edith and the wife go into the kitchen to check on dinner, and the guy's talking to Archie, and somewhere along the conversation, Archie gets really freaked out because he tends to think that he's into Edith. Like he's kind of... So he goes in and asks Edith where she got these people, like where did she meet them? And she had answered an ad at the grocery store.
Oh no!
It was a couple.
A swap meeting. Oh no!
And when it came to what was going on, oh my gosh!
I never watched that one.
YouTube. Archie Bunker.
You got the title of it?
No, I'm not even going to say it to YouTube. You're just going to have to do your own search on that. If I can find it, I'll put it in the comments, because it was just one of the funniest things. Because Archie, as brazen as he was, had a lot of common sense too. There was a lot of times where
That's true.
He kind of, he called it like he saw it, and some of the things.
Right wing way,
I know, and maybe that's like a window into my thought process.
But the
maybe
Democratic
too.
Party we talk about these extremes. Unfortunately, to me, it appears that the Democratic Party, whether it's the Senate or the House, has gone so far left that there are very few Democrats in the party remaining that are more mainline. Unfortunately, poor guy from West Virginia keeps getting pushed into that category. Joe Manchin, I think is his name.
I've heard that name.
He was governor of West Virginia, and he's been a senator for a number of terms. He's a nice guy. He's very right down the middle type guy. He can vote Republican sometimes. He votes Democrat most of the time.
Yeah.
The Democrat Party is so far removed from that the midline that that's what I think is scary for our country.
Yeah.
Because what the current Democrat process seems to be is more control from the government, more regulations from the government. And the last thing that we need as a nation is government control.
Well, yeah, but they're coming at it from an angle of helping the victims.
And that's where the rub comes in. The same thing happened in the communist nations. It happened in Venezuela. It happened in Germany when Hitler was saying, "I'm going to make this better for you," and it was a slow inundation of this. We're going to take care of you. Let us take care of you. Don't worry about a thing.
Yeah.
And everyone they lost their privileges a little bit at a time. And then all of a sudden they're engulfed by this government control.
Yeah, but they were always able to create a boogeyman, like in, and I don't know, I'm.
Well, you and I are the boogeyman right now.
Yeah, that's not good.
No,
because I know what
that's
they do
part
to
of the
boogeyman.
That's part of the cancel culture. Cancel culture.
The boogeyman they take and they do bad things too.
We have to. They need to recognize that our Constitution, that was written 230 something years ago, it's still the longest running Constitution that's ever existed in the world. Created a nation that allowed you and me to have the freedoms to do whatever we want. Congress cannot make laws that impinge on that. And we are stepping away from that sensation because there's so many folks on the left who see no problem with so much government control. And that's not right.
Isn't there, I'm sorry.
No, I'm done.
Yeah, I was thinking, there's a reason for that. And because like that doesn't happen overnight. There's a lot more people that are involved in politics now, maybe now, that are on the left and on the Marx ideology side, that understand that government can be used as a tool.
Yeah, well, they are being used as a tool. That's right.
A bunch of tools.
They are a bunch of tools. Oh, God.
Well, yeah, man,
you listen to some of those Congress people and some of those senators.
They're scripted. They're all scripted.
They are. They all say the same thing, and they're just not that smart. They are not that smart.
I don't know.
And I was very disappointed in Cassidy when he voted along with the Democrats.
He's smart. He's a doctor.
That does not mean you're smart. It means you passed medical school.
Well, you got to be smart to pass medical school, right? No, I don't know. I didn't.
I'm glad my doctors are smart, but it doesn't mean that that all doctors are just automatically smart.
Yeah, I mean, I guess smart. I'm not touching that.
You're stereotyping the doctor.
I know.
You're canceling doctors.
Man, no, by calling them smart, I'm stereotyping.
You're stereotyping.
But I thought stereotyping was illegal now. Can we stereotype people?
You and I can't.
Oh man.
They can.
Can I be stereotyped?
Oh yeah, you're already stereotyped.
Can I stereotype myself?
You've done it to yourself.
What if I identify as
Talk about identifying. Just before I came to our international headquarters,
yeah.
they reported on television that California has a law that was coming out that is outlaws department stores or all stores from setting aside a boys department and a girls department. You can't have boys and girls. It all has to be.
It's unisex.
And you know, that's going to make it hard on the moms because they have to go searching for.
No.
I want my son to have some shorts.
Well, no, they need us. They're called skirts.
Men and women.
Just get your son a skirt.
You know, I
you
used
get your
when I played my bagpipes. I used to people and wear my kilt. People they say, "Oh, that's a nice skirt." I said, "It's a kilt. It's different than a skirt.
It's not a skirt.
It's different. It's different than a skirt."
Did it go past your fingertips once you stood up? As long as it goes past the fingertips, it's okay.
You wear these nice woolen socks that go all the way up to your knees almost.
So you're not showing a bunch of skin.
No, you're not showing a bunch of skin unless you're not wearing any underwear and you do a fast twirl.
Do y'all do that?
No, I don't. I don't. But you would be surprised at the number of little old ladies. When I'd be marching in a parade. They kind of get down like that, and I'd go, "You should be ashamed of yourself."
Take their cane
and these little old ladies, were
hey,
marching down.
You know, you're not. Yeah, you're not. They're not dead. They're still.
Well, don't raise the kilt.
Getting a rise. I don't know. I don't think you can do that anymore.
But you're actually wearing a kilt was actually very warm.
Yeah,
it was very warm. Made out of like 9 yards of material. It's a huge piece of material.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's March when you gotta wear it, right? I mean, it's still cold.
But we did it in January's and December's.
I tell you what, those guys that wear the kilts that throw those logs, you wouldn't call that a skirt on them. You wouldn't tell them, "Hey, I like your skirt." You ever see those guys
throw the
tabor?
It's
timber.
Tabor. I wouldn't want to do that either.
No, those guys are strong.
Those guys, you're talking about a different breed.
So if I identify as I'm thinking I can get on board with this identity politics thing.
Oh no!
As long as I can not identify as a white male, because there was another guy that was on the news and he was just saying how ashamed he was of being white, and but that was after, like, he's an older guy. This is after he's had a really successful career of being white. So it's easy to go back.
His white.
It's easy to go back and say,
"Oh man, I can't believe I was white."
White people are horrible. It's the craziest thing, because we were raised to know that. I mean, I don't know. I was raised in the 80s and 90s, and so we weren't. Not to say that racism is not real. It's kind of like the virus. It is real, but it's just not as big everywhere or maybe it's just not in my life, not towards me. But I'm saying I don't see a lot of people. I don't surround myself with a lot of people that are being racist.
Yeah, right, exactly.
You know?
And I don't think that because you're white that you're a racist. I don't believe that.
No, I don't think.
Nor do I believe that anybody is just because of their skin color is a particular.
We can go through all the stereotypes. I could not.
Well, what would you want to identify as? If you don't want to identify as a white male in his 40s, what do you want to identify as?
Well, not a woman. I don't really feel like a woman. Like, that Shania Twain.
Shania Twain song. Yeah. Although I bet you sang that song a lot.
The best commercial I ever saw was that truck commercial where the guy was riding in the middle. We used to call that something. And
I feel like a woman.
I feel like a woman. And then I remember being somewhere riding in the middle of the truck, and I remember thinking, like, man, this kind of feels like it didn't feel comfortable, I guess. I don't know. But I don't know.
So you don't feel like Jenner. You don't feel like Jenner.
No, if I identified as somebody, what would I? That's a good question. I think I need to think about that.
I identify as American Indian.
Okay.
Mhm. I actually have
All right.
American, Native American heritage also.
Huh.
Really do.
I can tell by the cheekbones.
Well, by the high cheekbones. I get that according to, what's her
Yeah.
name? What's that? The senator from Massachusetts, and she's crazy. Warren, Senator Warren.
Yeah.
That was her claim, is that she had high cheekbones. Well, I have high cheekbones, but I actually do have Native American heritage. So
I don't think I do.
That,
But I could identify as I did.
right.
Or maybe you can't, because that's
No, you can't.
social appropriation.
Well, you can appropriate it.
Can you?
Well, why not?
Because you got canceled for that not too long ago. 2 years ago, you couldn't dress up for Halloween as well, so I dressed up as somebody, and I wasn't supposed to dress up as that person, which I found out later.
Who were you?
I mean, it doesn't matter.
It must have been delicious.
I'd hate to get canceled.
Oh, it must have been
I'd hate to
delicious.
get canceled a second time. So then I found an astronaut costume, and now I'm just an astronaut. That way,
this is an adult outfit astronaut?
it's like a onesie.
Oh, okay. All right.
And so
Whoa.
now I'm dressing up as something that is so far beyond culture and anything that I am the future. That's
Now your astronaut stuff is you're the future?
Yeah, it's just like.
Do you wear a helmet or just?
No,
You
usually
can wrap aluminum foil
sometimes
around
a
your
sombrero.
head. Sombrero. You're a Hispanic astronaut.
That might have been why I got in trouble.
Oh, God.
Maybe.
Well,
I'm just kidding. I don't have a sombrero. We did have a sombrero growing up. My dad had gone to school. I don't know. I think my dad identified as a Mexican just because he went to school in Laredo, Texas.
Oh, he's down by the border.
Yeah, I think. And then I never knew he knew how to play the guitar, and he played this Latino or Spanish. See, and that's the thing. I don't even know what to say. I can't say Mexican. A Mexican song.
Hispanic.
It was a Hispanic song, and so anyway, I don't know. There was some things I didn't know too much about it, but I remember we had a sombrero at the house when I was growing up. This big, it was one of the ones that you would buy in Mexico. I mean, and it had the sequins and it's huge. And I don't know why we had it. I don't know where we got it from.
It sounds mighty fine.
It
Mighty
was,
fine, mighty
and so
fine.
every once in a while I would wear it as a kid, not thinking. I didn't know. That's why whenever I don't know. I was about to tell a bad joke, but I'm not. But we had one. I mean, that's not a joke.
Last month, or this month, March 6th, I think, was the date of the Alamo was captured by the Mexican army.
Yeah.
And I've always, they had those 13 days of siege, and the final day, actually it was night, they attacked the Mexicans attacked the Alamo at 4:30 in the morning, and they started going that way. They didn't really get there going until about 5:30, and the whole battle itself took about 45 minutes. It was that quick, and it took about another hour for them to finish everything up. But it was a pretty brutal experience. When the Mexican soldiers were able to scale the wall, the wall wasn't very tall. It was only about 8 feet tall itself. But they scaled the walls, and once they were in the Alamo compound, they went about killing everybody. And what was the Mexican general's name? General Santa Anna. Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna. He said no prisoners. So they did no prisoners. And they in some instances they 2 or 3 Mexican soldiers would bayonet an individual and then lift them up in the air just to kind of make it worse for him. Yeah. And it was pretty bad.
Man, that was not that long ago.
1836.
Wow. You know, and I think that I think right now we feel like maybe society and culture has gotten away from being so barbaric. But that's not that long ago.
No,
And I don't know that I don't know that I don't know that I've got a lot of faith in humanity.
Well,
Well,
well, now,
bring this down
now
a
Debbie
little
Downer.
I told you I want to talk about something happy.
As soon as we finish this program, I'm just going to go home and shoot myself.
Well, don't do that because it'll be a COVID death.
Oh,
You don't want to be a COVID death.
well, I'll wear my face mask before I shoot myself.
No, they don't care. Then they're going to just say, yeah,
I don't want to.
they're going to say you didn't. I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's I appreciate you kind of ending our program on a real low note.
No, I really want faith in humanity. I want more people on the middle, or I just want more of common sense. Man,
I believe that
I think
I believe all things kind of get to a point where there's a comeuppance. You have to recognize this is not working.
yeah,
And
that's what they say. Cream always rises to the
to
top.
top. And,
Eventually, it will.
And so I
You just have to
believe
bear the
that-
storm.
And I believe that that because of the nation that we are, that people will recognize what needs to be done in a real way, and we will help everybody.
Yeah,
That's my feeling, and
I'm gonna latch on to your positivity.
and if of course
Whatever, I'd ride your way.
there's a lot of people worried about the Second Amendment, but I don't think they need to be. When you have more than half of the nation, adult nation, that owns multiple weapons, you're not going to outlaw that and
No.
not have consequences.
That would probably have to come down to an enforcement issue, and you never know. I mean, because the military, I would always feel like the military never really was like either right or left, but you have to swear to uphold the Constitution,
Yes.
and that's the baseline. Like that's kind of like you got to do that.
You got to
So-
uphold the Constitution. Do you uphold the Constitution that you think as it should be, or as the way you think maybe someone on the other side is
the
interpreting it?
interpretation.
Yeah.
Go
So
on.
you're not interpreting my Constitution.
Hey, now we could have a whole nother hour on interpretations
As,
of documents.
matter of fact, I'd like to see some of your interpretations. Oh, that's
Well,
impersonations.
Yeah, I don't really have any interpretations. I just hear what somebody says. I'm like, no,
Oh no!
I don't like that.
If it's not in
Oh,
the
yeah,
middle,
yeah. Then I can say, I can see that. And then sometimes I haven't always been right. Sometimes I've always been, sometimes I've been wrong.
That's hard for me to believe.
Me too. But now looking back on it, hindsight, Captain Hindsight. That's the best superhero I ever heard of.
You know, we've gone about 45 minutes, which is probably about 57 minutes longer than they want.
You're right.
So we
You're
probably ought to end it while we're on a low note.
I can't put enough good music in here to save it.
Maybe if we do 45 minutes of just music without us,
Yeah. Or
or just
I'll just put the music
Let
and
us-
you just can't hear
you
us
can't hear
talk.
us speak. I think that would work well. That would work well, and I think the people would enjoy that more.
Hopefully we got this recorded and we'll I'll post it on there tonight. So hopefully this makes it. So after we turn off, we'll make sure that it's recorded.
Yeah, our technical staff kind of went
Yeah.
on the south a couple weeks ago, so
Yeah.
we had to make massive change. Massive.
I was celebrating Cinco de Mayo early.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Do you know what Cinco de Mayo is?
Yeah, I learned that. I don't know. I'm not. No, I don't. I thought I knew it.
It has
It's a
nothing to do
reason.
with.
It's a reason to eat chips and queso. Drink as many margaritas as you can in an hour. or two.
See, now you have fallen into the marketing trap of all the
Hey, I'm a sucker.
tequila and beer
Right.
companies in Mexico.
I'm a sucker for marketing. I still
Well,
buy cards for Valentine's Day.
All,
The biggest marketing ploy.
all Mexico, all Cinco de Mayo is celebrating when the Mexicans defeated the French the French wanted to try
That's
and take
what it
over.
was, yeah.
And so they kicked out the French from their country.
Good
and
on
it had
them.
nothing to do with Mexican independence.
Well, neither does chips and queso. I don't think any of these things that we do for Cinco de Mayo have anything to do with Mexico's independence.
So what you're saying is,
So if Mexico was so happy about their independence, why is there 6,000 people a day coming over here?
that's what, and why is our immigration policy only allowed to the southern border is the only one that is just a sieve. It just let anybody in, but everything else around the country you have to follow immigration rules.
I think there's still a lot of people mad about the Alamo, San Jacinto, all that.
Well, wait till we talk about San Jacinto next month.
That's a rough one.
That's around April 20th, 21st.
But if every day is Cinco de Mayo in Mexico, I might look at going down there.
Well, it sounds like you do Cinco de Mayo down up here.
Well, I'd celebrate it early. I like to get
You do a rehearsal.
I do one every month.
You know, that is so good of you.
February.
You know,
I got another one coming up.
I've always wondered if you have to drink a beer that has to be highlighted with a lemon or a lime, whatever they put in it.
Yeah,
Can it
you're
be
right.
that good?
No, you're right.
That's
you know
why
what? I feel the same way about those
Buy American.
those strawberry. Well, like the other place that makes like strawberry beer. Like I want beer that tastes like beer, not strawberry beer. Or like
Yeah. So
Yeah, I mean-
since I don't imbibe,
yeah, I'm trying not to.
but I've always wondered why, if you have to put a lemon in it
Yeah.
to make it taste good, wouldn't you rather drink something that didn't require that?
Yeah. Well, look. So we talked about earlier my health kick. Not my health kick. Everybody should be trying to be healthy because there's viruses out there that will hurt unhealthy people. So I'm trying to be a lot more healthy to also regain some of the mileage that I spent earlier in life. So I haven't really been drinking. I've been trying to stay away from the chips and queso.
So what you're really saying is you need a retread.
Yeah, I do need a retread, a tune-up, if
You
you
need a
will.
retread and a tune-up at a fair price.
A very fair price. Oh Lord.
I hope everybody has a wonderful week.
Yeah.
I'm sure you missed us. We missed you.
I know. We'll be back next week, maybe in a different spot. I don't know.
Ooh.
Maybe in the same spot,
Ooh. And
just with different shirts on.
yeah. I'm going to go out and buy some new shirts.
I know. Yeah, I might wear the same shirt every week. Might do
Yeah.
that. This could be my costume.
I'm color coordinated today. I have the green T-shirt on with the green.
Oh yeah. St. Patrick's Day is coming up. See, you're celebrating.
That's
before.
true. I'm. It's a rehearsal for St. Patrick's Day.
Pre-partying for St. Patrick's Day.
That was a good parade here. That is a good parade here in Baton Rouge. But
I hope they do
I
it.
want they do it this year.
They better. I'm just so sick of this. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I
I'm
am
gonna get
too.
upset.
I'm really, yeah, it brings down. I'm ready for it to go away.
Yeah,
Not us, but COVID.
we'll be back.
Bye.